question is the House to now adjourn. I give the call to the member for Bradfield.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Under this government and the inept and incompetent conduct of the Minister for Government Services, the member for Maribyrnong, we are seeing service delivery and digital transformation in a terrible state. At Services Australia, there is a massive backlog of claims. The Sydney Morning Herald recently reported that Services Australia has a backlog of 1.5 million claims. Under this government, claim processing wait times have blown out massively compared to the times which applied under the Coalition. The average days to process an application for a low-income card in 21-22 was 16 days. What is it now under Labor, under the Workers' Friends? 82.5 days. 82.5 days you wait when you apply for a low-income card. What about the age pension? Under the Coalition, it took 25 days for a claim to be processed. Now you're waiting 78 days. Wow. Of course, there is one group of Australians who are having their applications for welfare payments dealt with very promptly, and those would be the 105 individuals in the NZYQ cohort. It's taking Services Australia a mere 14 days to process the application for a special benefit payment, compared to if you apply for the disability support pension, you're waiting for 82 days. 82. Those are, it would seem, the priorities of the member for Maribyrnong. If you're a criminal who's been released from immigration detention, your application for special benefits dealt with very promptly. But if you're somebody who's seeking the disability support pension, you can expect to wait for 82 days.
Unbelievable.
What are we seeing with the experience of people who call up Services Australia with an inquiry? Well, for the second half of the last calendar year, the average amount of time people had to wait when they called the Disability Sickness and Carers line, 48 minutes and 31 seconds. You had to wait 48 minutes and 31 seconds. By comparison, under the Coalition, financial year 21-22, 21 minutes. More than double. Now, what was the big fix from the member for Maribyrnong to solve this problem? He told us proudly recently they're employing another 3,000 new staff. He forgot to mention a couple of things. The average staffing levels were cut from 28,560 in 2022-23 to 26,692 in the 2023-24 budget, down by nearly 2,000. And of course, in mid-2022, shortly after coming to office, he rolled up his sleeves. What did he do? Cancelled a contract with the specialist call centre provider Serco. At the stroke of a pen, 600 call centre jobs gone. What's happening when it comes to the future? Delivering services digitally. Well, the member for Maribyrnong doesn't particularly like the delivery of digital services. We've learnt through Senate estimates that in March last year the government quietly paused automation processes for the processing of claims, and some of those processes remain paused. It's quite mystifying why, but we can see the results in the appalling blowout in the length of time people need to wait when they apply for a benefit. That pausing of automation is surely linked to this terrible performance. But there's more terrible performance in every direction you look under the care of the member for Maribyrnong. There are now only two major ICT, information and communications technology projects on the books at Services Australia, the Gov ERP program and the Health Delivery Modernisation program. Both started by the Coalition government. How are they tracking now under the member for Maribyrnong? Well, as at December 2023, both were on the lowest health rating of red. They were red. And indeed, the performance of the Health Delivery Modernisation program is so bad that the Digital Transformation Agency this month said the project requires, quote, constant attention if it is to achieve its stated outcomes. I forgot to mention, of course, that one of the other great contributions of the member for Maribyrnong was in late 2022 to abolish over 1,000 specialist IT jobs at Services Australia. It's no wonder the performance is so dreadful. We knew that the member for Maribyrnong was absolutely hopeless at public administration. We've now seen powerful proof of that.
Hear, hear.